but is your children in the proper shoe for them? So thank you, Sean, for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, she's gonna go over a few questions that many of us have when addressing a proper shoe.
Yes.
So what are the components to a good shoe?
So it depends on the age.
Yeah.
So let's just go with first walkers first. It is really important, and I'm going to grab one, that it's super flexible, which allows the kids to feel the ground so they can figure out their balance a little better when they're first walking. Should be in something like this for maybe 6 months. Should give
Starting
them
when they start walking.
after they start walking, yes.
Okay.
You shouldn't, before then, you really don't need a shoe unless you want something for a special occasion.
Very important.
You want them to give a little hug here, not tight, a hug. If here, I can do this and put my finger in there, it is way too wide of a shoe.
Ah.
You also want to make sure they have a little space here on the sides of their, because they like to spread their toes.
Big toe
That's,
box.
yep, and they also use their toes for gripping when they're walking. So they move their toes a lot when they're first walking. You want to make sure they have a little bit of this, a little space on each side. You also want to make sure your Velcro comes to about here, where the Velcro is made to go. If it goes past, it's too wide. If it doesn't come far enough, it's not wide enough.
Wow. There's so many proprioceptions that we get from our toes.
Yes.
So to have a good shoe where the kids can grab and feel
Yes.
and not be shoved in is so important.
Yes, and it's really important actually for long-term life. You should always have something that fits your foot properly from birth on. Okay, now we're gonna move into toddlers. First of all, I'm gonna say, do not marry a brand. Every foot is so different that you really wanna try different styles and different shoes on their feet to see what works best for that child's foot.
Hence the wide variety of different brands that you guys have.
Yes, we have, for example, this particular brand is for those beautifully wide feet. It's got a nice wide toe box and it's got a nice heel.
Look how flexible.
And they're flexible, which to me is really an important component to a shoe. Then we've got New Balance, which let's just say you have a narrow heel and a wider toe box. This is great for that. It's also great for some regular width feet, some narrow feet. They do make them in wides. So there's a variety of options for New Balance, for Saucony. Seakai Run is more of a wider foot style. So you really do have to try on different shoes to see what works for that child's foot. A really great way to do that, honestly, is to bring them in and get them fitted. Because kids don't always tell us what fits their feet. Sometimes they'll just curl their little toes in a shoe and go off running on them. And long term, that's really not great for them.
Kids are so flexible.
They really are. And they don't complain. You know, occasionally you do get those that complain and like, I need new shoes. And then the mom and dad bring them in and like, oh, 2 sizes difference, you know?
Or it's too late and their toes are already
Yes.
like kind of curling
Yes.
in and it's
Yes,
changing.
it does. I see some kids that their toes are actually like this, bent. And then when I have to fit them, I have to kind of straighten it out to make sure we get that width and that space in the top of the shoe for that child.
We brought the twins in here and they were running around the store trying on different shoes, and it was so much fun watching them run
Yeah.
and watching their coordination. So they really
They have fun.
Yeah, they find the right shoe for your little one.
And your little one will tell you if you listen to them. I'm also a firm believer that a shoe should not have a break-in period. If the shoe doesn't feel good in the beginning, would you put it on your foot? So why would you put it on your child's? So that's another really helpful tip. Let's see. Are there shoes for an occasion? Absolutely. Like the dress shoes or the cute little flat shoes. They're not an everyday shoe. There are definitely differences, and it's all about the support you get from the shoe.
Okay.
Let's see.
So moving on to
Yes. Let's say your child, she's got that beautifully wide foot. This is a really great brand for that. Let's see.
the A6.
Yes, A6. Let's talk A6. So your child has a narrow foot. A6 is really great for narrow feet. Let's say your child pronates, which means they come in. This will hold them up and kind of balance them out, which then helps with their alignment. It helps with just the way they walk, their feet, their knees.
So let's say someone's complaining about knee pain.
Yes.
A lot of times we contribute that to growing pains.
Yes, and it can be.
It can be.
But
or are they in the wrong shoe?
yes, absolutely. A good quality shoe is so important for the development of feet.
Which is why we're here, which is why you need to come in and bring your little ones in here.
Yep. And everybody here is trained to fit and measure your child and get them in something that works for them, not just a shoe.
What's a sign of someone needing a new shoe?
So a sign of somebody needing a new shoe is, first of all, a shoe should last probably, depending on the age, anywhere from 3 to 6 months. When they're little, they grow faster, so you're looking at 3 to 4 months. Then 4 to 5 months as they get to the toddler stage, and then you're looking at about 6 months as they get bigger. Let's see, the toes, if your toes are wearing out in a shoe, it's usually because their toes are at the top, and so they need it. And the nice thing about coming in and getting fit, you could be in the right size shoe, but you get measured, and then they're like, oh great, it is the right size still. Sometimes it's, nope, you need a new shoe. You want a little space beginning of when you purchase a shoe, not a lot, just a little space in the front to allow for that growth in that 6-month lifespan of a shoe, for sure. Let's see, growth spurts can indicate that they need new shoes, if their clothing size changes. If you notice that the toes are kind of curling is another thing. If they complain their feet hurt. Some shoes you can get really, which I find is a really cool feature of some shoes, not all. You can pull your insole out, align their foot, and you will see their toe marks on the shoe.
Oh.
And if the inside shows that they're at the top, you need new shoes. You cannot do this with a shoe and go, oh, look, they still fit. What's on the outside is not what's on the inside.
Okay.
So that's a really good tip, actually.
Yeah. And then we talked about proper washing of the shoes too.
Yes. Not all shoes are technically made for washing. This particular brand you can wash. I do summer shoes. Fabulous.
Sandals.
Let me grab my favorite summer shoe, because you can wash it. They can do Keens. I like Merrell's too. You can do everything you want in them. If you like an open toed, a Tev is a great option. You can wash them. They can wear them in the water. This particular one, they can ride their bikes, their scooters, everything, because their toes are protected, which is really important for little kids.
Not stubbing their little toes
Yes,
or breaking their little toenails.
Exactly. So there's a shoe for every occasion, really.
And then you said taking
And a toothbrush and scrubbing the top before you throw it in the wash.
to get the dead skin
Skin
out.
cells, because that's what smells.
And then the trick with
1 cup Listerine, 2 cups water, soak for 15 minutes. Listerine kills bacteria.
yes. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
We will be back. Proper shoe wear is so important for our little kids.
Yes, it is.
Proper shoe wear for adults and for little kids.
Yes.
So thank you for having us.
Adults should too, definitely.
And you guys also sell adults
We do.
shoes
Yep.
here too.
Yes, we do.
Any
So,
specific all brands or what brands you guys sell?
probably a lot of the New Balance, the Saucony, the E-Sick, summer sandals, Birkenstocks. We even have some fun ones like the Sorels and then the winter boots and things like that. So we have a variety for all seasons.
And you guys, Sean is so passionate about proper shoe wear.
I know.
So if you love your little ones, bring them in here. Like she will take care of your little
Yep.
one.
All the people that work here, they're great.
Yes.
So
So thank you for
thank
having
you.
us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.